Good evening and welcome to the Society, our weekly Vaesen RPG campaign. My name is Loki and I will be your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this, the first episode of Chapter 5, and I hope that we delight, fright and intrigue you with mystery and adventure. So without further ado, let's meet our cast. Ta-da! Here they are! Take it away.
Hello, I'm Gus, and I should be playing Morton Thorsby, the servant.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and I'm playing Lily Holstein Romanoff, the socialite.
Hi, I am Sarah, and I play Elstrid Jensen, the forest ranger.
Hey, we have a number of people we would like to thank for all the resources and contributions they have provided to tonight's episode. The links should appear in the Twitch chat or in the details below if you are catching up on our YouTube.
Our virtual tabletop tonight is the incredible Roll20, featuring the dynamic lighting feature, inbuilt character sheets, and virtual dice roller. To go check out them at roll20.net. In addition, our battle maps were created using Dungeon Fog and all the amazing assets there.
Our character art was created by the extremely talented Zuzia, who you should go check out on Instagram at Zuzia UK. That's ZSUZSAUK. Our game tokens and dice rollers tokens come from the Vaesen RPG rulebook by Free League and from the artist Johan Egerkrans.
The music and the ambient sounds throughout the stream come from Tabletop Audio and Kevin MacLeod at Income Tech, all provided via Roll20 Jukebox. You can check both of these amazing artists out via their website at tabletopaudio.com and incomtech.com.
Yay! We did it! Well done, guys! That's it. The stressful bit's over, I promise. Let's hit the intro. Welcome back, and that's the intro done, and that means that we can dive it headfirst into Chapter 5. So, we join our brave souls in a rather calm and comfortable environment for a change. Having returned from the inaugural journey of the Trans-Nordic Express with discoveries, tales, and a rather strange object, the society gather together to decide what they're going to do, and then, once again, break up into their smaller parts. Some of them continuing on with another adventure, others returning to their lives, while some stay to familiarise themselves with the hall and the mansion of Erdegarden. Always enjoying the surrounds of a mansion, we join Morton, who is merrily in the process of making tea and sandwiches for the guests of Lily and Elstrid, who sit in the parlour by the fire, talking and getting to know one another. Lily has had a rather whirlwind introduction to the society and the various headquarters that they have under the guide of Max, meaning it was rather unplanned and hectic. It even included a rather lengthy introduction to the various amphibians that reside in the pool outside of the hall under the mountain. Lily, finally able to sit down, is enjoying a little bit of calm now that Max has gone on an adventure himself to try and solve what to do with the spirit in the bottle. And it is here that we will join our players. Lots of button pressing. Ooh. Ooh.
What's wrong?
I do love. That's. Fear not, everybody. God. There we are. I was like, we've been here all of 18 minutes and I've already got a technical issue, so I don't know why I can't see. Oh, but we're up. Here we are. Okay.
Cool.
There we go. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. Turn that down a tiny bit because that's super loud. There you go. And here we are in the mansion of Erdegarden. The fire crackles gently in the fireplace, spilling a warm, flickering firelight into the room. As as Lily and Elstrid sit and enjoy a little bit of quiet now that some of the more vibrant characters have departed.
Wait. Where is Caddy?
Oh.
In front of the fire, I should imagine.
Wow. I mean, I'm
don't
assuming
know.
she's gonna
Okay.
be in the kitchen. I'm
Hold
assuming she's gonna be in the
on.
kitchen with Morton trying to get scraps of food, but
Yes. And I quite imagine Morton is going, just don't tell your master. Just passing down the odd little bit of chicken or ham or something every now and again.
The token might... Oh, it's fine. I'm in the... There we go.
There we go.
oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We,
Apologies there, my Discord just stopped working. I have no idea what was said. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I won't
No
ignore it.
worries. We've got Skadi in the kitchen being fed some
It's
snacks on the quiet.
Excellent. Yeah,
Um,
apologies there.
No worries. Lily, you and Elstrud are sitting by the flickering firelight, probably just taking a little moment to relax.
But yeah, possibly after the very quick introduction by Max, I'm like trying to know Lily a bit more, and by doing that, by telling her the latest that has happened, and it's like, oh yeah, and you should have seen. We were in the Hove Mountain, under the mountain, me and the detective, and we found this new library. So once we get you there, there's gonna be so much to show you.
Can we do it at a slightly less speedy pace? Max is rather quick. I didn't catch everything, so you may have to go through things a little bit slower. I'm still trying to get to grips with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we did
There is-
spend a lot of time looking at his cape collection, so I don't need that again. That's fine. And the frogs, they're lovely, but I don't think I need that bit again. Other things that I think are important, he skipped on just slightly.
Yeah, fair. Max is Max. But yeah, so
But
Autumn
yeah,
Cup walks in. Ladies, I hope you're relaxing and getting to know each other nicely. I've put some tea and some sandwiches. I shall place them on the table over here. If you would like to come and get some when you're ready, or I can pour and bring it to you.
well, thank you, Morton.
That's no problem. As you know, I like to serve.
Morton, how long have you been here?
Not that long, really. I arrived with most of the others. I work for Quentin, the private investigator, and he hired me as a servant, and he was invited to come on our first trip, where we ended up here, and it looks like we're staying here now. So, I'm doing my best to help out and join in with the group and see what happens. How about yourself? Where have you come from? Obviously, you were on the train, I believe.
Yes, I was with one of the guests, Marvelous Hugo, the magician. You may have heard of him. He invited me as his guest to come along, and it was not the train ride I was expecting, I have to admit. It was a bit of a whirlwind, like you say, getting to realise that other people can see the things that I see, and actually know that people are trying to do something about it.
Yes, it feels much more than just a mere coincidence that we seem to be coming together. More of us that have this sight. We weren't all aware of it, to be fair. Quentin was unaware that I had the sight, and vice versa. So it seems more than a coincidence that we're being drawn to either this place or just drawn together.
Yeah.
And seems right that we should be doing something with this power, say.
Yeah. After all, it's almost like a legacy at this point of the previous members of the society. So we must deal with what comes after us and what situations we may encounter.
Yes. It's all a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
hopefully you can help find me answers as well.
Yes, I'm sure answers will come to both yourself and to the rest of us. I'm sure that the answers will come along. Gate here is strange, to say the least. I'm not sure about them, her.
She's a helper?
Yeah, I believe, yes, in her own way.
Yeah.
And I hear you've heard about the frogs, and I try to keep away from the frogs where possible.
Yes, I have been introduced to the frogs. But not Gaetir. Max very briefly said about her, but
Gaetir is a spirit, a Vaesen that we met back when actually the first time I met the Lieutenant Colonel, and when Max brought us together to investigate some children disappearance in town. And yeah, she was responsible, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say for a very good reason. And she's been helping us, as Morten was saying, in her own way. She mostly lives around water bodies, like ponds and fountains and baths, but that's a different story.
And bathtubs, yes.
Yeah, she took quite an interest in Quentin.
oh, I will remember that next time I use one of the baths.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
There is a knock at the front door as you have this conversation, and it surprises Lily in so much as like, oh, another guest, but it immediately puts caution into Morten and Elstrid, who have experienced guests here before.
Yes. So Morten he's going to walk round this side of the table in an attempt to sort of approach the window to see if he can see if there's anybody out there before he goes to the door.
Neighbourhood watch it.
So sort of walk up to there and can't really see anything, so then just walk his way to the door. Oh, and I get to click the door to open it.
Yes, you do.
Oh, do love a door.
When you open the door, there is a middle-aged lady standing on the porch, and she turns and she smiles at you. She looks a little bit like she may be one of the village folk, but not someone that you have seen before in the village. She smiles and she says, "Oh, good afternoon. Do beg the intrusion, the visit. I was wondering if Mrs. Jensen or Mr. Ludensberg were here."
Yes, hello. Who should I say is calling? I shall see if I can find them for you.
Oh, it's Mrs. Forsyth. But you can call me Ida.
If you just excuse me just one moment. I'll be back in just a moment. Just wait there. I shall close the door and I shall wander over to.
Yeah.
And then speak to Elstrad.
Yep.
Say that she's looking for Mr. Ludenberg or yourself, I believe. And her name is Ida.
Yeah.
Have you met her before?
I mean, yeah. Did I hear her voice from where I was standing?
Yeah, and you'd recognise the name as well, because it was only like maybe a couple of weeks ago that you met her here at the house. Now, if you remember, this is the woman who said she was the housekeeper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like, is it the same voice? Is somebody trying to trick us?
It's definitely the same voice.
Okay. Yeah. Miss Fawcett. Yes, she was here a couple of weeks ago when me and Quentin were around. She was the housekeeper of this actual house before, with the previous members of the society.
So shall I'll let her in and we can have a chat maybe then?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
She was.
I shall go back to the door, open the door, and go. Miss Forsyth, please come in. Miss Jensen is here. Come on in. We're actually just having tea. If you would like a cup.
Oh, well, that's ever so kind of you. Yes, I would love a cup of tea. The walk up the hill is harder than I remember it used to be.
Yes. I must admit, as I'm getting on a bit, I start to find these things a little bit harder. I totally agree. Come on in and take a seat.
Very kind. And she walks over. When she gets to Lily, she immediately, like, her demeanor changes quite dramatically when she sees Lily. Where's my notebook? We've had a hinder. So already, so I'm just going to write that down for later when you guys need it.
Thanks, chap.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And her demeanor changes quite dramatically. In that she sort of straightens up and takes on a very Lily, you immediately can recognize another servant, like, by the way that she, like, by her deportment. This is clearly another servant, like a housekeeper or a maid or someone of that like. Morton, you kind of can see it as well, the way that she sort of suddenly changes her body language as soon as she sees Lily.
I naturally do almost that. Can't see her.
Can't see. You just kind of turn back and enjoy the fire.
Carry on, yep.
And she says, I don't want to intrude.
Hello, good morning, Miss Fawcett.
Oh, good. Hello. It's lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
How are you keeping?
You know, the usual. It's fine. How is yourself?
Very well, very well. I see that, the house is looking a little better.
Oh, yeah, well...
And she sort of turns and looks at Morton and smiles in Morton's direction.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't me or Quentin.
Well, I certainly tried to do my best.
Yes, well, it's quite a large house.
Yes, it is indeed.
It was a full-time job back when I was housekeeper.
And how long ago were you housekeeper?
Oh, quite some time at this point. Maybe, like 20 years, maybe? I was, it was, my first position.
And who was the house? Well, I guess the house was occupied at the time. And how many people were here, or was it just a family, or who used to live here?
Oh well, it was a very quiet household. Very quiet household indeed. Well, there were many guests. Many guests. You see, the house used to belong to a Dr. Gint, who had a great many friends who would visit very regularly. But mostly, in between visitations, it was just it was just the doctor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And what can we do for you?
Oh well, really, I was just popping by to see how you are. I didn't realise that there were gonna be more guests, residents.
Yeah, we are a few. There's few of us coming and going. We have multiple places of work, so you're probably gonna see a few more of us.
Yes, it kind of seems like, from how you remember the house is going to be very similar again. I believe we have, like Elstrad says, we have multiple places of work, and there are different people coming and going. So, I think the house will see many guests over the rest of its life.
I must say that really warms my heart. This house has been empty for a very long time. It is very good to see it alive again.
Do I trust any word she's saying?
You can give me an observation check if you so wish.
Yep. So I'm assuming I'm gonna go with the hinder.
Well, yes, unfortunately, you are the first to roll, and the hinder is on the board.
There. Okay. Let's go.
Ooh. Yes. In fact, you do believe every word she says. There is a certain amount of emotion in her voice, her face, her body language, when she realizes that the house is alive again. However,
Yep.
just like the first time you met,
I was going to ask.
she is hiding something. She's being very careful. She is thinking through everything she says.
Please join us. We have more than enough food.
Oh, well, I would not want to intrude, and I do have a few jobs to do.
No, you wouldn't be intruding, and actually, you said how much hard work it was to come up the hill. I know going back down the hill will be easier, but you want to get your strength back up. So just stay for a little while in a chat, and tell us about your old days and the house, and
Yeah,
that would be most nice to know.
Yeah, what Morton said. It would be nice to know the lives of the people that lived here before us.
And of course, you're not intruding at all. Lady Lily here is just another friend visiting. I'm sure she would like to hear about the houses too.
Yes, it's always good to fill in the blanks.
Oh, well, in that case, with such a lovely invitation, I could hardly refuse. And yes, you're right. It is a little walk to get here and go back down to the village. So a good rest by the fire would indeed be quite lovely. and she walks quite awkwardly to the sofa, where she perches right at the edge, like she perches in such a way that like she might get up at any moment to grab something or fuss something or fetch something for someone. Like, you know, she really is sitting like very much ready to fly into action should she be required.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Well, what would you like to know about the house?"
We've heard so many stories of like that. Also in town, in the village, like there's a few weird stories coming up about the inhabitants of the house, and we would like to know if anything like that from obviously an expert point of view.
Yes, this house has been the subject of many a spooky story, but I think it's just superstition. The house is out of the way, slightly outside of the village. You know, and things that are removed from the norm often are the subject of speculation and gossip.
Of course.
In all the years that I worked here, there was nothing ever happened that was frightening or any such like the tales do tell. There were some unusual characters that would come and visit. I mean, Dr. Gint was a renowned philanthropist.
What was he a doctor of again?
Yes, she was a philanthropist.
So you say there were some strange goings on, but nothing scary. When you describe strange, what do you mean? As in, yeah, what exactly do you mean by strange?
Oh, you know, just unusual characters. The very academic community can have some very eccentric individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And by chance, would you have heard them talking about anything that they have done that you might remember? Or anything that they got up to?
Oh, of course. They were always talking about history and myths and legends and fairy tales. I think Dr. Gint was working on she was working on society and how we all people and all societies seem to share similar stories to one another, and that all have very similar themes to them. You know, a damsel in distress, a brave knight, a wise wizard, a king, a queen, a jester, or someone comedic, and how all cultures seem to share these themes.
And the monsters.
Yes, and the monsters. The creature that lives in the pool, for example, and speaks to frogs, or the mermaid in the water, or Or the dragon that lives under the mountain, or the troll.
The dragon under the mountain, that's kind of a new one for me.
Yes, that's very intriguing.
Yeah.
Oh, there are many such fairy stories. It is said the dragon, well, we call it a lindworm here. There are many stories of how the lindworm guards its treasure fiercely, but very occasionally will bestow magical gifts on mortals. Surely you've heard such fairy stories yourself. Dr. Gint revelled in collecting them. The library has many such stories. Many such stories recounted. I mean, in fact, Dr. Gint used to keep extensive journals on the journeys of her and her friends.
Has anything been published? Or it was more for her entertainment?
I mean, I don't really know. Other than taking care of the house, I've never really revolved in academic circles.
Well, you seem to have picked up a lot of their knowledge just by working on the house.
Well,
a lot of their stories seems to be remembered by you.
I have tidied many a book, I can tell you. That library has come off those shelves and I've put it back on there more times than I can count.
And what did happen to Dr. Gint?
All three of you immediately notice this little moment where she kind of grips her apron a little, and there is enough of a pause that you get the sensation that either
she's gonna lie,
she is desperately trying to think up something that sounds credible, or that this is a very emotional tale, or maybe both. And eventually she says, but there was a terrible accident. And ever since then, the house has been empty.
Oh, how very tragic.
Yeah. How long ago was it? We've heard so many different versions of different stories around on the owners of this house.
Oh, it must have been, I don't know, probably 20 years ago now. I was a young girl back then, not so young anymore.
No, you're in your prime.
She blushes a little, and she says, "Oh, thank you, that's very kind of you, but I am under no illusions that I am aging, whether it be gracefully or not."
Well, while we're losing strength, we're gaining wisdom.
Never a truer word said.
I don't suppose you remember any details about where this accident happened or what happened?
Well, no, I'm afraid not. It wasn't here in Erdegarden.
Just as a metagame and to the GM.
Of course.
Dr. Gint's notebooks. Have we found those in the library anywhere?
Yes. In the hall under the mountain, there is an incredibly extensive extensive collection of journals, diaries, case reports. They are numerous, and they date back, like, some of them are ancient, like hundreds of years these date back. And they're kept in all sorts of languages as well, from all corners of the globe. All of you have, in one way or another, all of you have scoured through these journals, searching for clues on what happened.
Yeah.
And there is a very noticeable just cessation of record keeping. It just stops.
But the note that we found, at least me and my group, back when we first arrived here, did they look 20 years old? Because we found the note from Dr.
You did. You did indeed. I mean, it was old, but not super old. But I mean, it was covered in dust when you found it.
Okay.
But the records just suddenly stop. And the other thing that you've all probably looked for is some mention about a cross with a rose. Because each of you in your own adventure have encountered the cross and the rose. But there is no mention of that anywhere in any of the books or case reports, journals, diaries. It's just not mentioned. And it's a great mystery to you all as to what on earth happened to... Gauging from the number of journals and diaries and handwritings and names, and there must have been like well over 100 members of the society, and then they all just vanish.
Something is afoot, will somebody say.
I'm just going to ask. Forgotten her name. Ada. When after the accident, sorry to pry into such a tragic affair and make you talk about it. Did anybody come back to the house at any time? That wasn't, if Dr. Gint disappeared and didn't come back, if you're not willing to tell us or don't know what happened to her. But was there any more visitors to the house in that period after the accident, whether it was some of the same guests back or somebody new that you hadn't seen before? Or did it just stop?
After the accident, after the accident, there were a few visitors. It was all very sudden. It was all very sudden. Happened very quickly, and then it was over. There were many faces, many guests. It was all rather hectic.
And what were these guests doing? Were they clearing the house out? Were they... What happened in that period?
Many people came to collect things that they had left here. There were several, there was a will, of course, which left many things to... Dr. Gint knew a great many people, and she left many, tokens to them.
Would you by any chance remember any name?
Oh, there were many names. The very last guests.
Mm-hmm.
The very last guests to stay here. There was a doctor. She, like a medical doctor.
Mm-hmm.
She was the forefront doctor in how plants can make medicine. Very kind woman. Helped many of the village folk when they were sick. Dr. Solem was her name, I believe. I think the first name was Benedicta.
Ah, Benedicta, you say? I was going through my notes desperately trying to find it.
We had, there was a very kindly gentleman, called Rold. He used to stay quite a lot. They were the last two guests.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it. Rold said something about traveling. He said that he was going to travel the world. No, it wasn't the world. He wanted to sail on each of the 7 seas. And so he was heading for the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Benedicta said she had a very dear friend who was quite ill. And she was going to go and stay with them and try to... No, it wasn't their friend that was ill. It was their friend's family. Yes, that was it. She had a very dear friend and his family was very ill. And she wanted to go and see if she could help him.
Sounds like a lovely group of people.
Yes, it does indeed. You were most fortunate, I believe, to have met them.
Well, I mean, you might think that they were very lovely in person, but I often found that the more academic, the less tidy and organised. I think the more you have to think about, the less you're able to notice where your socks have gone and where the crockery has ended up. And if I'm completely honest, I spent my entire life chasing them all around the mansion and the mountain, trying to tidy up after them.
Well, at least certainly they were lively.
Yes, a very lively bunch indeed. It's very good to see. It's very good to see the house lively again. What is it that you all do?
Well, I'm a ranger. I'm just on a bit of leave and checking out a different side of the country. You can totally hear my accent after all. Um, pun intended. So, just visiting, and I found a very lovely place here to see and enjoy.
And then I'm the butler here. I'm helping these lovely people. I serve them. My meal master is Mr. Quentin, and he is a private investigator, and he's what brought us here in the first place. And it seems like we're going to stay. Maybe the house has called us to stay, but we feel it's a nice place to be right now.
I am
Most interesting.
I am a lady.
And that, legitimately, in this time era, that's enough. Like, done. That is your job.
Absolutely. It's high maintenance. It's a lot of work.
Well, it is. Oh, listen to me becoming an old woman and harping on about how lovely it is to see this house filled with life again.
It's nice to hear stories. It's nice to hear, this house almost has a presence, and it's nice to see where it's coming from.
Yes, the house. Yep, absolutely. The house does have a certain kind of magic about it.
Is she saying that with, if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying? Kind of deal?
Maybe. I think it's a little bit more absent-mindedly, but poignantly so. Well, I mean, if you ever need a housekeeper, I certainly know my way around. I would be happy to come up and I can make sure that there's always food in the pantry, that there's always firewood in the shed, that the place is kept spick and span.
Well, that's very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. We would have to obviously discuss that
Of
with the rest
course.
of the residents here. However, it would be very nice to see you again. So please feel free to come back up to the house and regale us with some of your stories of the past. Again, that would be most appreciated. We would like to hear more about the magic of this house.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. It would be my pleasure to come and tell you more stories. Well, I probably should get about my daily chores. I've got, a few things that I need to do, and you lovely people, I can see that you're very busy. So I shan't take up too much of your time. The tea and the sandwiches were exceptional. You are very talented.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just before you go, I'm just wondering, and what I'll do is, hopefully I've got one of the crosses on my person. I will just say to her, I don't suppose you've seen one of these before, and show her the cross and see what reaction I get.
Give me an observation check.
Not got any hinders, have we? Or helps?
There are no hinders and helps on the book yet. There's none on the docket. But I don't know if chat are now scrabbling to be wicked.
Are they scribbling to hinder me?
Roll
I'll do
quick.
a
Roll
quick
quick.
Yeah,
fire
quick,
second
roll
count.
quick, roll quick.
I'm rolling.
Too slow, chat. Too slow.
I'll get you for that, Jack.
There is now a hinder on the book though, so I'll write that one down.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a success. Okay. She takes this cross and looks at it. And she furrows her brow and she hands it back to you, Morton, very calmly and says, "No, I'm afraid I've never seen one before." And her pupils are wide as saucers. She is slightly trembling when she hands it to you, and she is both downright lying to your face and afraid.
Don't need to roll for that one then.
No. And I will calmly take it back and go, oh, thank you. I will just have to find out some information about it somewhere else then. But thank you for taking a look for me. It'd be lovely to see you again.
I must be off. I look at the time, and she kind of quite hurriedly stands up. It's been ever so lovely, and she puts her tea, like she just plonks her cup of tea down on the side. Thank you ever so much. I will swing by sometime again in the future. I would love to see the old house, and yes, it would be lovely to.
Just before you go, where do we get hold of you?
If
we need to come and find you to see if you want to come and up to clean the house or come and speak to us, whereabouts do we find you in the village?
Oh well, at the moment, I have set myself up. This is the DM flicking through the book, trying to remember all the details of the things. Surely there is a list of. I'm down at the vet's Huset at the moment, while I've just sort of returned to the village after some time away. So yes, you can find me there.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you.
Yes, indeed. Lovely to meet you all as well. And you see she kind of gets a grip of herself a little bit. It's been a pleasure. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
And she heads out, and she closes the door behind her. And if you look out of the window, which I imagine somebody probably does, she is, if she could be legging it, she is like, she is as close to legging it down the hill as she is able.
Well, wasn't she an interesting lady?
Yeah. Certainly, that's the word I would use.
She doesn't know how to lie.
No. And I will take the cross back out and show it to Lily and go, I don't suppose you've seen one of these before either, have you?
We saw it on the train. Max told me some other group that you've had dealings with in the past. He explained in his way, so I think
Yes.
it involved his cape at some point as well. But yes, it appeared on the train, and Magnus wore it as well. It's all I know is it's not good news.
But you don't know other than seeing it on the train when you met.
That was
You've
the
never
first
seen
time
one before.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever saw it.
Is Lily lying to me?
Oh, okay. In this case,
GM, am I lying?
in this case, it would be it's a contested roll. Lily, you are going to roll. It's both of you rolling manipulation.
Okay.
So, both of you roll manipulation. I have got a hinder.
Who are you going to play that on?
Well, let's ask chat. Jack, it was you. Who would you like to apply the hinder to? Oh, well, we've got two hinders now, so I guess both of you can have one.
Solves that problem, doesn't it?
That solved that issue. So both of you roll with a -1. Oh my God.
Roll with a -1.
Oh my God, there are literally hinders coming out of
Everybody wants to
eyeballs.
hinder us.
Yep,
We've got a live hinder.
-1.
Yeah.
Ah.
Lily is either Lily is not lying to you or you cannot tell.
Fair enough.
But you get the feeling that she is not lying to you.
That's okay. Yes, this group is, let's say the least, they seem to be on our case, and we don't really know why.
Well, if they're anything like on the train, we can not hope for good things.
And I'm wondering from her reaction whether they may have had something to do with this disappearance or this event back in whenever it was.
It was very peculiar how she didn't really see what happened, just that it happened very fast.
Very quickly, yes. Maybe.
I was wondering, she said it was Dr. Gin's house. Was it her family's house, or did she take over? I'm just wondering if there's a family mortuary here. Not mortuary. It's not the word I'm after.
Cemetery.
Mausoleum.
There we go. Thank you. Mortuary is where they do the dead body thing. Yeah, I knew what I was after. Thank you, Luke.
If this is a family house, then in the library they might have, like those genealogy tree, family tree kind of deal. We haven't really found. I don't know if we've looked for anything like it.
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we'll go and have a look through the library, see if we can find a family tree or
those journals as well.
Yeah, journals and any record of any other family, like actual family of Dr. Gint.
It may be like us that it was the society. The family house.
Is there a church in the village?
No, there is not a church in the village. This village is
Yep.
And there you go. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. Apparently, I've run out of words, and I don't have a 20p to put in the machine. So that's it. We're done. This is an old religion village. So they have a stone circle down in the there's a stone circle down in the village. There is not a church.
How do they, in the old religion, because I'm assuming Lily would know this,
It is
remember dead? Is it cremation?
cremation.
It's cremation. Do they have names or anything like that to record?
No, so they don't put like stones or headstones or carve names into stones, anything like that. Each family keeps like a track of their own ancestry through stories and songs and tales and poems and.
No problem. I wonder if the journals has a list of members. Did they, having no time to myself to look through the library, is there a log of all the different members? Do we?
I'm trying to think if we saw something like that in the hole under the mountain.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. In the hall under the mountain.
Yeah.
There are lists, literally lists akimbo.
I'm remembering we found in the hall multiple books with monsters and stuff like that. Was it anything that we saw there? Possibly the journals that Ada was talking about, or that was more like the after the journals and encounters, the encyclopedia of monster here, monster there.
What's the question?
As in, the journals.
Oh!
Is it something that we haven't found yet?
No, you have found them. There are... But the problem with the journals is that there are hundreds of them. And they seem to be filed in... It's some very odd... it seems to be each journal is filed when the last entry is put into the book, and then it gets filed on the shelf, which is really not helpful because all of these journals are different sizes, different shapes. Some of them span, sometimes you pop one open and it literally only spans a year. Others, you pop one open and it spans 5 years, 6 years. Yeah. Some are even longer.
Fair. Okay.
Have we seen any record of this cross occurring in any of the journals we've looked at?
No.
No.
It is it is noticeably absent.
That's great. Just so you know, last time I met Ada, she had been around the house before me and Quentin arrived. She was looking for something or someone and not finding them, obviously, as she only met us. I didn't see her, recognize anything more today. So she possibly is still looking for somebody.
She
we may
She
need
did
to be.
mention quite freely during our talk. One of the first things she mentioned was the frogs and the creature from the pool, suggesting she already knew about. So maybe she was looking for Gaetier. Maybe
Gator
not.
didn't. Gator was around when me and Quentin arrived, and she didn't show herself to her. Is it okay to use her for Gator?
Don't really know.
Okay, I'm gonna go with them next time.
I don't really know, and I don't think anyone really knows. I don't think Gator really would even think about it, because for Gator it's just not a...
Okay, I'll replace everything I said so far with them.
But I greatly appreciate you asking. And
I realize
sure
I keep saying her, but...
I'm sure Gator would greatly appreciate it as well, but also laugh at you.
But yeah, she laughs at me anyway. I mean, I'm not in her list of appreciated people. I know that. That at the moment is mostly Max and Quentin. I mean, I did kind of show her around her, so I understand that. So yeah. Okay. Okay, should we go and try to find anything that tells us more about the previous owners of the house? If this is actually Dr. Gint's house, or is it more like society-based?
I think we should maybe try and find some more information on Dr. Gint's family, or and even possibly see if we can find one of the last entries, or try and find a common last entry date or something like that, and events that occurred, or any unsolved cases even. So it gives us an idea of whether, things just stopped completely, and then so they're like cases that nobody came back from to report anything of.
Yeah. The one thing we know is that Roald was alive not too long ago, and I turned towards Lily, he sent a message not too long ago to the house about a case that he was working on, and the fact that he had possibly been discovered. We tried to reach him, but by the time we got there, it was already too late.
And Benedicta.
So they know you're here?
It was not addressed specifically to us, it was addressed to the society members and whoever could help. Hopefully trying to find somebody else that could help.
Oh.
So possibly he was looking for other people, so there may be still some previous society members still alive.
Yes, it definitely suggests that when Roald was last here,
there were other people.
There were other people running the society, so he could have gone away a long time ago. But we've also are aware of Benedicta, because on our travels here, the village we stopped at, she was the healer woman, and she died trying to protect a Vaesen, which I understand you are able to see, much like the rest of us. That is why you are here. So she was alive up until recently. So there were definitely some of them alive.
Yeah.
So
still.
She was trying to protect a Vaesen?
Yes.
That is unusual. I have not seen any good ones, if you can class them as good.
Well, if Gator decides to show up, she's possibly more on the good. They are more possibly on the good side.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going with alignment. I have a feeling Gator is chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Of course they are. I mean, after all,
mischievous.
Yeah,
I would say.
super
They
mischievous.
they did sort of like manipulate. Manipulate is not the right word, but like controlled kids for their aim, but for their aim. Ha! I will manage to use the right pronouns, I swear. But yeah, they were trying to do it because they felt threatened. So
This is all quite difficult to get my head around. I learned that other people can see these creatures, and from experience know that they often do harm. To then hear that there are people out there protecting them because they have good intentions. And yet there is this other group of individuals, shall we say, by the crossing the roads, that are out to cause harm, that are somehow also linked to the Vaesen.
Yes. Yeah. There has been. Seems to have crossed paths. That they do seem to be against the society, or the group of us, or the group of the society, as well as against Vaesen. Whereas, although Vaesen that I have come across have been quite terrible, since meeting the rest of these people, come to understand that they're not all bad.
yeah. I guess it's like there are good people and bad people. There's gonna be good Vaesen and bad Vaesen.
We are definitely on the back foot here, not even knowing the name of this other group, just their symbol.
Yeah.
Intensely secretive.
In all the time that we already said that we didn't find anything like it, but are there, any specific connotation that we may think of in the society that we live in about roses? I mean, obviously it looks very religious based, but is anything similar to that symbol that we may know already?
Give me.
Yeah.
Give me a learning check.
Okay. Oh wait, I have a hinder, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat, there's also the help button, just throwing it out there. Oh, God.
Oh. Nice.
No. Probably not then.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't think I can say much.
Yeah, I mean, this would be one of those things where you're just sort of like, it would require you to have quite a lot of sort of knowledge of,
Yeah.
maybe not even just the church.
Fair.
Maybe like a much wider,
Broader, yeah.
like kind of iconology knowledge.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Sarah knows a few things, but Elstrade not so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well,
So,
I think we just need to research.
yeah.
Go and do some reading, see if we can find key dates, things might have happened, any key names. We already know a couple. Whether we can find any dates relating to those names and names of more society members that still might be alive out there.
I guess we should move then to the hall. There's possibly more over there than here.
Yes. That will mean meeting Gaetier again.
We can introduce Miss Lily.
We can indeed.
Yeah. Okay. You head out of the 1 second while I press some buttons.
Before we leave, I want to kind of leave something in front, not the door, but like one of the side windows. Because last time I saw that it had been like looked in from outside, and I kind of want to leave something. I don't know, like as more like mud style. Like I want to wet some more of the grass just so that it's gonna be easier to have mud prints and footprints.
Oh, okay. You wanna leave some like almost like a trap behind.
Yeah.
To see if you can catch someone visiting the. Okay. Yes. Absolutely. I won't even get you to roll for it because you are a tracker, so you could easily set something up.
Yeah.
You head out of Erdegarden and hit the path and begin to walk through the really beautiful countryside. It's mountainous, surrounded by forest. It's a really stunning village. And you head out of the village completely, following the path towards Helveta. The rather ominously named, it's not a cave system, it's more of a gorge.
Sure, we can see it that way.
And having pre-warned Lily, Lily has switched to some sensible shoes. Like outdoor shoes.
I mean, not 6 inches fat.
Still fabulous, but definitely outdoor shoes.
Or more wedged heels so I don't sink into the ground.
Yes, and more like like a good quality waxed leather, so they're not going to leak.
Yeah. But they are embroidered.
But they are stunning beyond. They're unnecessarily stunning. And you follow the waterway that cuts its way through Helveta to a really large pool where you had an introduction with all the frogs. Strangely, there is no gator in the pool waiting to harass you. And you reach out with the key, and as you do so, the waterfall parts, and you slot the key into a crevice behind the waterfall. Yeah. And the waterfall magically parts like a curtain, revealing this incredible door hidden behind the waterfall. And you open it to enter the hall under the mountain. Walking through the hall, you kind of make a beeline for the library, kind of pointing out to Lily, you know, like this is like in a more leisurely pace. Lily has sort of done like an almost hokey-cokey whirlwind through the place. This is much more leisurely, like the rooms are through here.
Possibly one appeared for you.
We don't really know why, but there's always enough rooms for everyone to stay. there's the throne, the water features at the end. Gator often pops out of one of those. And here is the library.
Hopefully with less water in it.
Did we see... Last time I was here, there was a gift left. So, any more gifts?
No, there's no gifts or any unusual things left lurking around. It looks just like it was when you left it last.
Okay. Yeah. And I point towards this door here. Because that's the new library, the cult library that recently opened.
Have we researched anything in that library with regard to the...
I mean, me and Quentin were there and we found, there was a thing. There was a book with a story, how to bind Vaesen to make them do what you want. But there was also the ritual on how to unbind them. And apparently the last thing that was searching there was trying to free a Vaesen, I guess, then from the control of a mortal. That's what the book was open on. That was on the... I don't know how to call the thing.
The lectern thing.
That one.
That could be useful for Max.
Could be.
Could be useful for possibly... At this point, I've seen a few things, and it may be possible just to stash the page with us.
I think
Yeah. Should we start the
Warden's
research?
going to start trying to go through the journals and literally looking for matching names, most recent dates, and the list of find roll and find Benedicta in the list of members, and then look for names around their similar kind of date that they started, and try and find journals that they may have written.
I'm going to go similar, not knowing them, and just make lists of sort of, as far as I can work out, the most recent members and when their last journal entry was, to see if there's a link of a year or two when those entries started to dwindle and stop, basically.
All right. That means learning checks all round.
Well, okay.
Alright, quick check.
I'm gonna help Morten, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
There are no hinders at the moment, so I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, but there is now.
I did it beforehand.
Oh God, it's going white.
Chat, what are you doing?
All right, so we've got a hinder on the book, then a help, then a hinder. My next plan, everybody who's in the stream, my next plan is to get a little tracker to run along the bottom so I can log them in as we go and then get rid of them as I need to. I just need to work out how on earth to do that because I have no idea how anything works. Yay!
So, as I haven't rolled and everyone else has, I'll take the hinder then, shall I?
Yeah, you get the first hinder.
I haven't rolled either because that's
Oh, haven't you? That's your previous one.
Yeah,
well, I'll take the hinder anyway.
I mean, if you have more, you shouldn't I can take the hinder. I'm not gonna find anything.
Well, I had more anyway and still didn't. I've got 5 and still didn't get one, so yeah.
Okay, so is there another hinder? Is there a help?
The next one is a help on the list.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go with the help. Come on, dice gods.
Get a success for me. We're not cut out for this reading lark.
No, I'm I'm an outdoor kid.
Where are the investigators when you need them? Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I'm all right. I've got
It's
one.
like it's legitimately like in D&D when you're a new party and you're having the most amount of fun, and then the DM's like, and this door is locked, and you all just look at each other and
Where's the
realise that
rogue?
you don't have a rogue.
Yeah. Who has these
Alright.
tools? Nobody.
No one.
Excellent.
Excellent. Okay, so Morton and Elstrid, unsurprisingly, to your frustration, you again find nothing.
Fair.
There is nothing in this library about this group, who they are, where they came from, when they appeared. There is nothing. It's too... It doesn't feel right. This library has got a book on every subject.
Mm.
Why is something like this so obviously missing?
Yeah.
And it is infuriating to know that you have a clue, but for the clue to be useless. It's of no help. Lily, you on the other hand, you do manage to get some information together. All of these books seem to be posted in some chronological order, as Morton and Elstrid point out. It seems to be they get put on the shelf when they're finished. So, like, when the last page is full, they get put on the shelf. So there is a chronological order to them. So it makes sense to go right to the last one and work your way backwards. And you find something very interesting. The journal entries don't dwindle. They just stop. And they all stop about 20 years ago. At around exactly the same time that Ida said she stopped working at the house and that Dr. Gint had an accident. And they just stop, and there are no more journals, no more diaries. It just ends.
What are the names of the last... who wrote the last 5 entries? Like the group, like the reporter, for instance, or the author, who signed those?
So, you want the last 5? Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, it's just about that was just a number. Out of the air 5.
Okay.
Go 10, 20.
Give 10.
Give 10.
Let's make it 15, you know.
Okay.
The whole book.
Just keep writing them till we've got bored.
So the last 5 entries. One of them you cannot read. It is written in Arabic. The entire journal is written in Arabic. Handwritten in the most beautiful, like, Arabic calligraphy. Like, it is the book itself. The entire book is, like, illuminated. It is absolutely stunning. There is another entry that is a little easier is a little easier to kind of recognize. It is written by a woman whose name was Yanira Cueva. And it looks like a Spanish name. It's definitely one of the Romance languages. And the journal itself is written in a weird mixture of English and The more you look at it, the more you realize it's definitely Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's like a sentence in English, word in Spanish.
There's like it will start off in Spanish, and then it will sort of flick to English, and then it will sort of flick back to Spanish. The last 3 entries, so the last 3 journals that have been posted. Another one is the whole book is written in English by a Reverend Hamish Powell. There is then a journal from the next 2 journals. The penultimate one is from Benedicta Solum. And the book does not read like an old herbal, like, wise woman. It is written by a medical doctor who is like the leader in her field of research. Like, completely, it's an unexpected sort of representation from the little wise woman that lived in a hut and healed people with plants.
Okay.
Her last journal entry, in fact, the last half of her journal, is devoted to her research on a royal house.
Does she mention what royal house?
She does, but it is not a word that any of you are familiar. Like, even the word itself is bizarre. And she provides it in both Latin letters and runic letters every time she references it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognise the runic letters?
You do indeed. They are almost certainly it is you recognize the runic letters, but the language is a mystery. But the symbol of the the symbol of the 2-headed great axe that appears in the book, that you have seen.
Yes. Yeah.
And you realize that the last half of this journal must be being written about Ensum and the trolls that you encountered. And then it makes full sense. The grandeur of the almost like palace that you met Ensum in. The last journal on the shelf is written by Dr. Gint. But not the journal. just the last entry in it. On the very back page. The reason why you haven't seen it before, because you've never looked for it. Because it didn't have Peer Gynt, it didn't have P. Gynt's name in it. The last entry in the back of the journal is written by Dr. Gynt herself. And you will have to come back after the break to find out what it says, because it is nearly because we're a little late on our break. So we are going to dive for a quick break. We will be back. Is 10 o'clock all right for everyone?
Yep.
10 o'clock all right for all of the players? Nodding. Okay, we will be back at 10 o'clock GMT. So we'll be back on the hour. We're just going to run away, have a short rest, roll some hit die, have some of our consumables, and then we will be right back to discover what the last entry in the last journal in the hall under the mountain is. We will see you after the break. I'm going to do a little wave. Bye, see you then. And we are back from our break. We have had some consumables. We have topped up on our healing potions, rolled some hit die, all the really important things that you need to do. And we are ready to find out what the last entry in the Hall of the Mountain is. And so we are rejoined by our fabulous players as they look in the last page, in the last journal in the library, and see that it is written by that it is written by Dr. Gint herself, and it reads My heart is breaking. I kind of wait for all of you to look back up at me.
Like teachers and kids taking notes.
I know, right? My heart is breaking to know that I will be the last castle master.
What?
Castle
master. But we are no longer safe. And into hiding we must go. May the goddess Nyx, Nyx, Nyx,
Yep.
watch over us as we step out of the light and hide in darkness. Maybe the future will shine light on the Order of Artemis once more. And right underneath that, there is a troll cross design with runes stabbing through the top of it like a key. Look to the society logo if you want to know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Is it dated?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Can I take this journal entry? I'm assuming they're like it's a proper book.
Yes, yeah, it's bound
Yeah.
book, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to do the one thing that really offends me personally is bending the book back on itself. Yeah. I know, it's sort of like, even thinking about it is like proper cringy for me. It's sort of like, oh, how could you do that?
Oh my god, I
Can't
can
even
hear the noise of the spine.
I'm being tall, and I'm going to take this page and I want to hold it above a candle without obviously trying to burn it, but I want to shine light through it as it talks about it to see if there's anything hidden, whether it's got like magic ink behind it that requires heat in which to display said message. And I want to see potentially if there's like a rose or something like that underneath it.
That's a great idea.
All I'm saying is, God, I can tell that you've been. I've been a DM of yours for a long time. It does, indeed. As soon as you hold it up to the light, there is a watermark in the page, and it says, "Seek the journal of Andrine Berger."
Andrine
Berger. You are still in danger.
Oh, no. So many notes.
Okay.
So many bad spelling mistakes.
Please, nobody ask me to, spell in front of people how I spell this stuff, because I have no clue how this name was supposed to be made.
Yep.
So,
phonetically.
exactly.
As long as I can read it, I don't care about it.
When you go back to it, you know what it says. That's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Actually, studying languages, I actually technically know the phonetic alphabet, but I wouldn't, it's a weird one, I wouldn't put that on anybody. So, that.
Excellent. Oh, I love the
Good
game.
job we have someone with brains in the group, doesn't it? We'd have been stumped for hours. That'd be...
I would have not thought of that at all.
Yeah.
I probably would have just set light to the book by mistake.
I really thought you were going to read.
ways.
I have to say, I thought you were going to read the page, so...
Yeah,
I
me
was
too. I
thinking,
thought
no,
I'd keep that.
Me too! I was clutching! I was like,
yeah,
God, you're gonna rip it out!
No, I was. I couldn't. I just even Lily has respect for books, and there is that sort of like, it's bad enough having to break a spine of a book, but to rip a page out is just.
It would be too much. That would be
a
like
step
heartbreak.
too far. I'll do it.
So I guess we're going to search for this journey.
Yep.
Lily,
Yes.
do you read it out loud?
Yes, I do. It's sort of like,
Okay.
I think they may have found another meaning.
Can
And
the
sort of like-
person with the highest vigilance
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
give me a vigilance roll? And you have...
I have a 1. I'm just putting it
I
out
have
there.
0, so...
What's your logic to go
Oh,
on top
yes,
of that?
sorry.
Well, I've got
forget.
a 1, but my logic's 4.
It's you then. Because mine's a 3, so I've got 4 in total.
I have 5 in total.
Okay, I have 2 for logic, so...
I always forget to
Oh my
add
God.
the bit.
So I've got a hinder, did you say?
Well, so, looking at my trusty post-it where I'm writing them down, we have actually got a hinder on the docket, and now we have 2 helps.
I was going to say we've got 2 helps, I can see 2.
We've got 2 helps, but apparently I didn't
think
see
the
the
hinder
hinder
is
from
forever
last
ago.
time.
So
The
I'm hindered, not helped. Oh, good.
I need a system. Now I know for a fact that I now need a system to keep track of this on the screen so everyone can see.
mean,
We need them to note down their action that they're hindering and helping. That's
Yeah.
what they're hindering and what they're helping.
yeah.
And then so that it doesn't transfer to too many things. Anyway, I'm taking a hinder.
All right.
Thanks, chat.
Perfect.
I mean, I guess the chat of 20 minutes ago, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we help?
So, Lily reads this page out and says, "Looks like we've found a clue."
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you're all gonna start trying to search the library.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get you to roll, because you are not gonna find anything.
Since it talks about the goddess snakes, and I want to try to step into the occult library and see if anything is in there.
Go for it.
Yep.
Can I also ask, how is Ondrine Berger spelt?
Not like I've spelt it.
Ondrine is Andrine. Ondrine.
No, it's lower for the foreigner, please.
AND.
Yep.
RINE. Fabulous. Berger is BERGER.
That's exactly how I spelt it. Okay, right.
Et voila!
Completely
Perfecto.
not.
Yeah, very
Completely
much
not. I went for a foreigner. Okay.
You
Let me
step
go.
into the
Yep.
occult library,
Yep.
and as you cross the threshold, you get a little shiver.
Yep.
This room's always colder than the rest of the hall. And at that moment, there's a little thought that crosses through your mind as you sort of suddenly realize the hall is warm. How is that happening? It's like one of those little daydream thoughts that just pops in of like, how is it that the hall is warm?
I mean, it's possibly, but it's gonna be, archived for later.
But yeah, daydream question, archive for later.
I mean, I'm writing it. Why is the hall so warm all the time? It's actually in my notes now. Okay, so I am gonna have a look through the scrolls and books that are in here to try to find anything about the Order of Artemis. Oh, sorry, no, we're looking for the journal of...
It's
You
journal,
are
seek the
not
journal.
going to find the journal in here either.
Okay, but the Order of Artemis stuff?
Okay.
I didn't ask because I don't know whether it was covered or not. In that secret message, was there the symbol of the rose or anything on it?
No.
No. Cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, also we haven't really looked in here for that symbol because it only opened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay. You are not going to find the symbol in here.
Okay, but I can hear...
But
hear a
you
butt coming.
do find something about the Order of Artemis.
Woo!
You find a scroll. It's a really long one. Like, it's big. It's presented very similarly to, like, the Torah. So it's got, like, proper handles on it. And it will unroll quite far. It was the only thing I could think of that was presented quite so beautifully.
Yeah.
And it is like it's like a genealogy. It's like a tree.
Okay.
Like a family tree. Except it's not genealogy. It's not a family tree. It is a list of 8 people.
Oh.
Over and over and over again.
The same 8 people, or
Nope.
just 8 people?
They're
repeatedly?
different every time, and they're done by year.
Okay.
And the 8 people are as follows: the chaplain, the armorer,
Ooh.
the guardian, the treasurer, the shadow maker,
Whoa. Yep.
the castle master,
Hello.
the librarian, and the custodian. And you
I don't
realise
know.
their titles. They're 8 titles, and there's 8 people. One for each title, basically. And then you see that there's like a date from and to.
Okay.
And at the end of each of the dates is the start of the next person. It's a list of who has held these titles through the ages.
Quick question. What does chaplain mean?
Chaplain, it is, it's actually like a church term.
Okay.
It's a member of the clergy who is attached to a private chapel.
Okay.
I've
The more
missed-
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Who was after treasurer?
Shadow
Shadow
Maker.
Maker.
I had an issue spelling treasurer and my brain didn't hear the next bit.
Yeah, I stopped halfway through Treasurer because I knew what it meant, so I moved on.
I mean, I have no clue if they're written right, so...
Yeah. The last
Yeah.
castle master
Yeah.
is Dr. P. Gint.
Yeah. Fair.
What about the rest of them?
They're not names that you recognise.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Okay.
What about
But yeah,
the couple of previous years? Anyone we recognise on those?
No, so the only name you recognise in this list is Dr. P. Gint as Castle Master. Until you realise that, you roll it a tiny little bit further. Like, it looks like it ends, and then you're going to roll it a tiny bit further.
Yep.
There are witnesses' signatures.
Oh. Okay.
And you look through the list of witnesses, and you see Benedicta Solum witnessed this entry, along with another group of people you don't recognise. But Benedicta was there when this entry was added to the list.
Okay.
And you notice something else.
Mm-hmm.
In the row above,
Yep.
someone's name has been censored,
Redacted.
Ooh.
redacted, deleted, destroyed.
In the witnesses' signatures, or
No.
in the year before?
The previous chaplain has been annihilated out of the record.
We're going full on damnatio memoriae like the Romans did when they were erasing from records.
Aha.
Okay.
Even to the point where someone has flipped it over and gone for the back as well.
Ooh. They really hated this person. Okay. This is interesting.
In the rest of our research, have we noticed any other redactions of names?
No.
But the
Nowhere else is there been like such a destruction of record.
But the thing is, we have no written anywhere about the cross and rose, but it is so obviously absent that it feels like somebody took away any record of that. So there has been a censoring. It's just that they took the book away. So it's just this possible name. I don't know if it's linked to that, but it certainly feels like it is. Somebody went through to erase a name.
Yeah, I would agree.
And they couldn't just take off the whole thing.
And is that why we can't find the book of Andrine or that journal? Or
do we see Andrine's name somewhere on the list?
No.
Okay.
Have we seen it anywhere else in the
No.
library? 'Cause there's other lists and stuff.
There's not a single journal with that name. Not one.
Okay.
I wonder whether Andrine was this... Oh, I'm not even in the room. I'll shut up. Apologies. My crystal ball is obviously working very, very well.
Is it? Do I feel anything? Does it feel like I can take books and scroll out of this room?
Yep. You've seen Max do it. Max was very interested in the book that you the first book you found there that talked about ways of trapping Vaesen and how to free them.
Okay. So so I came back.
Obviously, had a trap Vaesen.
Of course. So no, I came back and I started talking about what I found. So we are discussing it. So feel free to say.
Oh, good. Now in the same room, we can have that conversation.
Have that conversation.
Yeah. I wonder whether this obliterated entry is Andre. Were they this chaplain that they are referring to?
Well, it's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
And what roles do these people play within this society? The castle master.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the castle master means whoever was in charge of the base, the headquarters here, and after all, Gins was the owner, at least to the public, was the owner of the house here.
And the final entry from the journal, she talks about being the last castle master.
Yeah.
So I would agree that she, being the castle master, is the public figure of the house, owner of the house. And these other roles, obviously we have a library
I would like
in
to.
the halls here, I presume all these figures are responsible for certain things. Have we found an armory anywhere? Have we found a...
Not yet.
Not yet, but there are a lot of doors in the hall that won't open.
Yet.
Treasurer looking after the money.
So there's it feels like the Order of Artemis is sort of like an undergroup in the society.
I wonder whether the Order of Artemis is the society. It's just its actual name, whereas the society is more of the kind of an alias for it, without giving away
Maybe.
that to the public.
Because the letter, the letter that Gint left just mentioned Thursday's children. So
We don't recognise the custodian's name, do we?
No.
no, I think he said that we have no idea of the names. Okay.
I just wondered whether it was the housekeeper that visited earlier.
No, that was Ida.
I have a theory. That
Fire away.
That is a demon.
There, the whatever these other group of people, with the cross and the rose people, may have started us as a faction inside the society. That's how they know the society exists, and possibly somebody that was there could be the previous Joplin and erased their name so that they couldn't be recognized, and took away all references because, so they couldn't be, discovered. I mean, worst case scenario, the Order of Artemis is what then became them, but it feels bad because Dr. Gain is actually this side, so it feels that's not a possibility. But it says that we are in danger. It's been said multiple times. We know that these people are after us in some sort of way.
Yes. I would agree. I don't believe the Order of Artemis is to do with the cross.
Yeah, that was.
I believe the people in here, Dr. Gint was the leader, or the castle master for the Order of Artemis, and it's a long-standing society that's been going on. And I believe you're probably right that it's an offshoot, and we know that if the chaplain, we know that there seems to be some kind of religious background to this other group. They went to the church. The incident we had in the previous town with Benedicta, they were run via the church, that group that we first saw them in. Maybe the chaplain either infiltrated this group to find out information, or joined them and disagreed with them on their thoughts of religion.
Yeah.
And left and tried to wipe out this society. And that is why we've seen them again, because we're now turning up here seeming to act in the same vein, and they're looking to wipe us back out again.
Yeah.
It seems a reasonable theory.
Yeah.
So do we need to find this Ondrine, or do we need to find more information on maybe Goddess Nyx? I don't know. I personally don't know anything about her, but
I mean,
maybe we should research the Goddess Nyx to see whether that's important. Or speak to Ida again.
I think we need...
Be truthful to her. Tell her what we do know. Although I don't like exposing our hand too early.
Yeah, particularly because last time that happened, they were, not helpful. I'm gonna go with not helpful. I wouldn't like either risking us, but also not risking her.
I do not trust Ida.
I know that she's lying about something, so there is no way I can trust her, but it feels more like she's protecting, possibly, herself, someone else. Don't know, but it feels more like fear than hate.
I got the feeling she was scared of the symbol. But not in an untrusting way of us. More scared of what the symbol represented as opposed to.
There. Because, like, we know. When they say, like, when the DM is smiling, it's already too late.
Yeah,
They totally have Luke in that.
Luke's just leaving it that he hasn't planned that particular bit, and we've just tied ourselves up into knots about what we've got to be looking for, and he's just leaving us to it to tie ourselves up.
Keep tying.
We're very good at tying ourselves up. He's seen my problem-solving skills in another game.
It was like when we were going to run the TNE and all of a sudden people were like, oh, it's a murder mystery shit. We're not very good at this.
I still remember all the riddles that you throw at us, and yeah, it's fine.
I love throwing riddles at people.
I would like to solve them.
Yeah, definitely. It's when you feel that you've completely missed the obvious clue, and you're just like, I completely overlooked it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had somebody at least that thought, oh, shine the light. Let's actually shine a light.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, question, but this is possibly more. Possibly a bit of metagaming. Nyx, isn't that the goddess of the night for the Greeks?
It is the goddess of the night for the Greeks. Little bit of metagaming, but I mean, it would be easy to find in the library, and also
I'm assuming
you've heard Order of Artemis, so now there's a second reference to a Greek goddess.
Also, I'm thinking that Elstride kind of grew up a bit, not posh society, but, she's well read, and I'm assuming mythology.
You are actually quite well educated, because...
Yeah, so I'm assuming it wouldn't surprise, she would know, possibly, some drawer in her mind palace kind of deal. I remember something.
For sure.
So yeah, the goddess not.
So let's find. Morton's going to wander off into the library to find more references of the goddess of Nyx, and whether she relates at all, whether any relation between her and Artemis.
I want to have a wander around here, see if there's anything that jumps out at me. I want to look at the artwork around.
In the occult library? Watch out, because I will say watch out, because there may be actually something that jumps.
I wasn't thinking more the occult library, just sort of genuinely the rest of the building, and I want to see what architecture is
Then there
around the
will
place.
totally be something that jumps at you. So watch out, ponds, bathtubs, and all of that.
Excellent. Yes, I will watch out for things like that, including frogs.
Yes. So I will close this door. And I'm gonna keep it open because there may be some more references. Since the Order of Artemis was in here, there may be some references to Nyx in here. So
Yeah.
let's.
I think, Morton's just going to spend time going around the library again. Or every document he can find to try and anything.
Lily,
Yeah.
as you are walking through the hall, you notice that there is a raised dais in the middle of the hall, upon which stands a great big table, sitting on which is an open book.
Have a nosy at the open book, please.
The book is sitting open, and the page reads... There is a date of approximately 23 years ago. So it gives you the date, and then it says, case report. And underneath the title is the name Andrine Berger. The page that it is sitting open on is Andrine Berger's account of a case involving the burning down of a farmstead by an angry Nisa. But it's not the angry Nisa and the farmstead that this journal entry seems to focus on. It is the fact that there was another Thursday's child at the farm who did everything in their power to hamper Andrine's investigation. That ended in a brawl. And this Thursday's child wore on their person the symbol of the rose and cross. The next journal entry is Andrine Berger's investigation into the rose and cross. And the entire rest of the book is her investigation into the rose and cross.
Unlike for Lily, so must be quite something. I take the book off the table, and I'm going to sit on the floor, and I'm going to sit cross-legged and sit and read the book. It's instantly caught my attention, and she's just going to sit there and read.
There are several things. And oh gosh. There are several things that you discover. And I will give you the key bullet points. The Order of the Rose and Cross is a faction of the Order of Artemis. To clarify, a splinter faction. there has been... all records of it have seemingly been erased or concealed. But for what Andrine has managed to uncover, through trawling through the records in the library, is that at some point in the past, a very senior member of the Order of Artemis had a very significant difference of opinion to the rest of the society leaders. A difference of opinion that escalated into a full-on splinter faction forming. Then it goes quiet in the records. Andrine is charged with investigating the Rose and Cross, because she is the first to encounter one. She is not the last. Countless members of the society following her encounter them. And at first, they're similar to her encounter, actively hampering investigations, doing everything in their power to gain the upper hand, to take over the investigation, to turn the innocent against the Order of Artemis operative. In a matter of only about a year, these escalate into the Order of Artemis going missing. Members of the society just start going missing. And not just human members of the society. Vaesen members of the society also start going missing. The final entry in Andrine's journal, she has identified a leader of the Rose and Cross. Sigmund Rosenberger. And not only has she identified him, she knows where he is. He is in the Swedish town of Tornio. The last thing Andrine writes is that she is leaving the hall under the mountain to investigate Sigmund Rosenberger. And for the first time in probably 100 journals, this is the first one you find that's not finished. There are pages and pages of this book that are blank. And considering all the other journals that you've looked at today, Andrine Berger never came back to write a report.
She did. And her last entry was like 22, 23 years ago.
Uh-huh. Like, literally The society members are starting to go missing. The Vaesen members of the society are going missing. I have found one of them. And that's it.
I take it we know how far Tornio is? Or where that is?
Oh yeah, everyone would know where Tornio is. Because Tornio is a bone of contention. When Russia invaded Sweden a few years ago and annexed a huge swathe of Swedish land, Tornio is one of the cities, or one of the towns, that the Russians took. Except it's not Russia. It's Finland. It's the autonomous Duchy of Suomi.
Okay.
Okay.
And all of you would know about it because it was part of the agreement at the end of the war when the two nations settled the war and drew the line. It was decided it was like an argued town, and eventually the United Kingdoms of Norway and Sweden gave it up. So it is now part of the duchy, and there's a little bulge in the line of the border to accommodate that town.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the river, so there is everyone would kind of know this. There is a river, and the town sits on the river. It used to straddle the river, and they cut the line through the river. So now there's half of the town is in Sweden, is in the United Kingdom of Norway and Sweden, and the other half is in the autonomous Duchy of Suomi, with the river in between.
Mm-mm.
Morton, you've been there.
Okay.
With the surname Rosenberger, does that ring any bells for me and
Yes, it does.
my
It
circles that I play in?
Yes, it is an aristocratic family name. They have an estate, a very large estate.
Have I visited such a state?
No, you haven't, but you know where it is.
Oh, good.
The autonomous Duchy of Suomi. And I apologise to Vinny if Vinny is still in the chat. I don't speak Finnish, so I have no idea how to pronounce anything.
Well, it looks like we finally have a lead.
Yeah. Maybe a dangerous one.
It sounds very dangerous. But we need to follow up.
Yeah, once I finish reading, I'll bring the book in and show everybody.
How long does it take to get to Tornio?
It does take... It's not a short journey. You will have to travel... you will have to travel to Hedal, the nearest train station. And you will need to go from Hedal to Stockholm in Sweden. And then you will need to sail out of the docks at Stockholm to the Swedish port of Haparanda. And Haparanda is this half of Tornio left in Sweden. You'll then need to get passage across the border into what is now known as Tornio. But that won't be a problem for you, Morton, or anyone you travel with.
Okay. I can probably work something out.
Like, should I ask? Nah, ignorance is bliss.
It sure is.
I don't have those issues. I just go where I need to be.
Just sail through.
I am a lady. If there's any more questions, how dare you?
I mean, quite.
That's great.
Will you make travel arrangements?
It is a 20-year-old lead, but it's the only one we seem to have.
It is. I think we need to, get ourselves organised, get ourselves out. And I think we should make travel arrangements.
Yeah.
All right then. So, we'll head back over to our Theatre of the Mind. It is a short carriage journey from Espedalen to Hedal. And when you arrive at Hedal, you catch you catch a steam train. The steam train travels quite a distance. It's quite a distance. But thankfully, you're able to ensure a little luxury in your travel by buying appropriate tickets. Appropriate travel arrangements. And so all of you are able to travel in first class. Mostly because Lily is not, under any circumstances, going into a second class carriage. What if someone saw her? And it's very unlikely that you would be allowed to come into the first class carriage to speak to Lily. So you'll all just have to travel first class, full stop.
Okay.
And I'm definitely not walking into second class to have a conversation.
Exactly. So this is how the conversation has gone. I can't be seen dead in second class, so you'll have to travel first class. Full stop. No argument. That's just what it is. Morton's just like, whatever you say.
Yep, definitely.
And Elstrid. Okay.
As long as Caddy can come in first class.
Oh, I mean,
Absolutely.
It's first class.
It's first class.
They do as you're told.
They do as they're told.
Absolutely.
So your journey from Hedal across the United Kingdom of Norway and Sweden is a pleasant one. Mountains, fjords, forests, rolling farmland. Until you arrive in Stockholm, which is a bustling industrial city. It is a real stark change from what you're used to. Espedalen is a little village town. You have travelled all through the countryside. You arrive at Stockholm, this great industrial powerhouse. Smokestacks spew in the fumes of industry into the sky. Electric lights illuminate the streets and buildings, meaning that the city truly has become a 24-hour metropolitan city, as not even night now can force people off of the streets because Electric Day has taken place.
Okay.
A very similar conversation occurs about first and second class aboard a boat. Except it becomes even more important because this ship that you are on is not a pure passenger ship. These ships are passenger and cargo. It is essential. It is essential that Lily remains at least 100 meters from cargo at any time. Any closer than 100 meters.
That's even a bit too close.
Allergy reaction.
It's not happening. It's not happening. And so, you once again are able to travel in luxury. You board this vessel, the first class of which is actually quite pleasant to everybody except Lily, who is verging on travelling like a peasant at this point. Like, there's not even a dance floor. Not that Lily wants to dance, but there's not even a dance floor. Like, where could one waltz aboard this boat? One can't. So, you enjoy the journey nonetheless. The weather is with you. The sea is calm, and the journey is easy. It is a pleasing sail up the coast of Sweden, and you arrive at Haparanda. It is actually a bustling town, clearly filled with trade and industry, and it's clearly quite it's doing well. On the other side of the river, you can see Tornio, and it is quite a stark contrast for everybody who has for every building that you can see from your side of the river has had a real significant remodel to a very different style of building. The telltale and somewhat iconic domes of Russia have appeared on all the high points of the building, and the colour and texture and building materials of all the buildings have been redone to make it very obviously not Sweden. And so the river really does cut through. It really does now cleave through this town like a border dividing these two separate nations. There is a war memorial on the dock, and it is the old foundations of the bridge that used to span the river that no longer exists. For now, the only way to cross into the autonomous Duchy of Suomi is by boat. It's a short ferry, a little river ferry, that goes backwards and forwards between the two sides of the river. When you arrive, it is fairly late in the evening, and you realise the only option is for you to rest in the city, in the town of Haparanda, before you cross the border in the morning. You find a rather pleasant, by rather pleasant, I mean it is the most pleasant that Haparanda has to offer, and even then, Like, you might need to smuggle Lily in under a blanket so no one notices. Do you know what I mean? It's not...
Or is it the fact that I can't look at the state of it, otherwise I might just have a
I mean,
snap
it could
back
be
moment.
both.
Yeah.
Either or, bit of both.
To keep
Who
it
knows?
hidden from you, so you
know,
can't
don't
quite
look
see
at it.
quite
Don't look
how
at
bad
it.
it is.
But also don't let anyone see you entering such a venue.
Oh, but-
The strange thing about it is, Haparanda is the industrial side of the town, whereas Tornio that is where the estates are. So all the grand houses are on that side of the river. This would have been like the workhouses, the dock, the warehouses, the fisheries, all of those sort of things. You are able to find a rather pleasing inn. And it is called... Please bear with me while I reference my handy my handy notes. I don't remember where I put them. Okay, there it is. You find a nice little inn called the Tre Tonner, which translates to 3 tons, and it's got like 3 barrels on the sign. It's fabulous. And this is where you decide to rest for the evening. In the morning, you know that you will have to go to the border station to get permission to cross the border. Morton has said, it's not a problem, I'll sort something out. Which is both comfort. It's like, okay, great, fabulous. Lily's reaction is like, well, yes, of course. Of course. You're a manservant. Do you know what I mean? Like, of course that's what you would do.
I don't need to know, just deal with it.
Of course. However, Elstrid, you're a little bit like...
What the...
Do you know what I mean? You're a little bit like, it's an odd thing to say, like, no worries, I can get us into...
Yeah.
I can get us into an autonomous duchy of Russia with no problems.
I mean, it's the second time I've heard something about peculiar skills, not skills.
No,
Tasks?
you haven't. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, I'm starting to put something together, but I'm not gonna question it.
Never question.
Just a servant doing his job.
Just a servant doing his job.
Yep, just a servant. It's my job to gain passage for a group across the river. Nothing to worry about.
Exactly. And so you get yourselves comfortable in the Tretoner, where you can rest, relax, get something to eat, have a few drinks. You know that this will be a good opportunity to maybe ask some questions of the locals, see if you can get any information. Mm-hmm. And then in the morning, you'll be able to cross the border to Tornio and the autonomous Duchy of Suomi. Mm-hmm. And that is where the investigation will really begin, as you try to uncover the mystery of the Rose and Cross. And that is the title of Chapter 5, The Mystery of the Rose and Cross. And we are... that is bang on where we are going to bring our session to a close. Okay, right, now that I've stopped telling stories, what the hell, chat? What the hell is going on? A huge thank you to all the raiders. I'm not even sure who all the raiders are anymore at this point. Thank you for the level 6 hype train. I don't even know what to say. This is absolutely insane.
Woo! Thanks, chat.
Just a big heart to everyone, I guess. I literally I don't know what to say. Let me open up my Twitch so that I can actually look through the list of events.
You're gonna have to scroll a bit back. Those raiders, press the subscribe button. Come see us next week.
Yes.
Definitely. Come and see us. You've missed all the fun. You can catch us all up on YouTube so you can backfill the story in. Totally recommend it.
Okay, right, here we go. I want to say a big thank you to all of our followers who just joined us. Thank you to Sparkle Muffin for cheering the bits. Thank you for Sir Lord Burrito for giving out all the sub gifts. I don't even know how many that's been this stream. 15? I don't even know at this point. Thank you, Viniminen for cheering the bits. I'm so sorry if I absolutely brutalized the name of your nation. Thank you to Meat Sweats for the subs, Divin Inc. for cheering bits. Thank you for Krem for raiding in with a party of 16 viewers. Thank you to Divin Inc. for the community sub gifts. Thank you, Mutinous Mikey, for the bits. Thank you for welcome. It's same 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 for following us. Thank you to Henry or Louis for following us. Thank you, Henry or Louis, for raiding us with a party of 9. And thank you to everybody who resubscribed to our channel today. To Dapper David, Divin Inc., Mutinous Mikey, and Sparkle Muffin. Thank you so much. We have just got to the end of the first episode of Chapter 5. And we are sitting at 55% completion of a level 7 hype train. This is
unbelievable.
Wild. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Look, it's quite easy. Just do a very quick summary to all those new raiders so they know what to expect next week. I mean, you know.
That's not a shot glass.
I was gonna say, you've got 4 chapters to cover. Crack on, no.
I mean, we've just we've just reached level 8. We've just reached the level 8 hype train. Like,
oh, brilliant.
We're going.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, there's 4 chapters before this one. There's a few one-shots, a few Q&A sessions.
Okay, right. Let's do
so much content, people.
Let's do the things that we normally. Let's do all the things that we normally do. At the end of our stream, I like to take a big moment to say a huge thank you to our incredible cast. The incredible... No, they're over here. The incredible cast over here.
Over there.
You are all absolutely amazing. We're going to do a round... we're going to do a round robin of our incredible cast. This is going to be the craziest round the table round robin for cast members. Charlie, who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What would you like to say?
You're going to start with me as well.
You're right at the top of my Discord.
That's fair enough. I'm Charlie. I play Lily Holstein-Romanoff, the socialite, or AKA Lily Holster. And if you want to understand how that name came about, you need to carry on and keep watching. For,
Yes, you can catch
another-
up on our YouTube.
Absolutely. If you want to find out what that one's all about, you need to watch YouTube, and I'm sure that will happen in this chapter. I just want to say thank you to my other players and to Luke for being an amazing GM. As usual, it's been wonderful playing with you too. It's the first time I have played with one of you, and I've done Alien with Gus as well. So it's a while ago, but I have done it. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. You won't find me anywhere. I am still the hermit that I have been for many, many years. I don't appear on anything much, but I do appear in said Twitch here, and I have appeared on Dapper David's and Mutinous Mikey's Sea of Thieves when they're playing. Yeah, apart from that, you can't find me.
Hashtag can't find her anywhere.
And it's not a thing that you want to go out trying to do either. It's not a challenge.
We're gonna go to Gus. You're next on my list, Gus. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
I am Gus, and I've been playing Morton Thorsby. And I'd just like to say, well, as always, say thank you to Luke and to the fabulous rest of the cast. It's been very good today. Thank you for letting me come along. I am much like Charlie. You can't really find me anywhere. You go look on MySpace. See if you can find me there. I'm sure my account is still active somewhere if you go and look. But I'm not particularly into posting on any of these various platforms, and you'll only ever find me on here. You won't see me on Twitch. So, but thank you. I've loved it. And if you want to find out a little bit more about Morton, which I'm sure you will in this chapter, come along next time.
The insanity never ends. A huge thank you to Estra for the raid that has literally occurred since my hysterical trying to work out what on earth has happened to me in the last 20 minutes or so. Welcome in all the raiders. Welcome. Elstrid, who are you? I'm so sorry, I'm a bit flustered now. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Hi, I am Sarah, and I played Elstrid Jensen, the Forest Ranger. Thank you again to the cast. You guys are amazing players. Thank you, Luke, because seriously, without you, this would not have been possible. Thank you also for all the crew of behind the scene, because again, without you, we would probably not be streaming at all. And, well, you can find me. If you look a bit close to Instagram, I am on Instagram and Spikkia, Spikkia, and you can see some picture that I take sometimes and some picture of my cosplay, because yes, I'm a cosplayer. But that's kinda it. I mean, I'm also on Tumblr, but I will not tell you that handle. That needs to stay private. But,
oh my god,
so
did you just disclose on my channel you have a naughty Tumblr?
I just have a Tumblr.
Yes!
I'm not gonna say
Yes!
what's there.
Hashtag naughty Tumblr disclosure. That is it, you heard it here first. There is a naughty Tumblr out there. Oh.
I mean, if you consider that naughty, I'm sorry, but you're gonna be disappointed.
I was your GM for the night, so I am Loki. I'm Loki Temperatori. I am the GM for the Society, our ongoing Vaesen RPG campaign. We are here every Sunday night doing this just shenanigans and ridiculousness as we tell the mysterious tales of the Society, a random group of people drawn together by fate, all of whom have the second sight, allowing them to see into the world of trolls and fairies, mermaids and ghosts. And they form a society who investigate the strange occurrences between the mortal world and the other world. We're here every Sunday telling these tales, and you can catch us here next week where we will be doing the second episode of Chapter 5, or you can catch us on our YouTube where you can watch all the back versions of the show and catch yourself up if you are so inclined. I am going to say a huge thank you to everybody everyone here. There are 40 of you. There are 40 people watching this ridiculous right now, and all of you together have gifted 38 subs and 1,400 bits, pushing us to a level 8 hype train. I started this ridiculous little project. Last year to tell tales, tell stories, have fun, and share a passion that I have for tabletop RPG games. And here you all are. Here you all are. None of this would be possible without the incredible cast that I have behind me, 3 of which are live with us this evening, some of which are in the chat, some of which are in our previous episodes. This is a team effort. Every single one of the cast and myself, this is a team effort. This is our project all together. And so I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you from us for everything that you're now doing as our community and our audience. We tell all of these stories and tales for you guys, and we share all the fun and love that we have for these games with you. So a huge thank you. We're going to head on over to the credit roll because we've got a few other really important resources that we just want to reference. Just want to say a huge thank you to our cast again. We will see you next week, fabulous cast members, for more of this, for this ridiculous shenanigans. Let me write that down. I've got several of these I now need to keep track of. So we're just going to say goodbye to our cast. We're going to head on over to the credit roll, and then we will raid on out. So thank you, cast members. We will see you next week for more of the chapter. And here we go, over to the credits. You will now see over here a credit roll of the amazing contributors and resources to the channel. We're gonna pop the links in the chat. If one of the incredible moderators could pop that in the chat. I don't even know who is modding for me right now. I'm so flustered. Huge thank you to my moderators out there, Divin Inc. and Mutinous Mikey. Can you shout yourselves out, please, in the chat? 2 absolutely incredible streamers. Do go and check them out, and also go and check out all of the incredible raiders that we have had. Go and check all of these incredible content creators and streamers out on Twitch. It's absolutely amazing. We have a few amazing people that I just want to shout out. Zhuzha is our resident artist. She is our house artist for the society. All of the incredible tokens and character art that you have seen for our cast, including Skadi, are hand-drawn by her. You can check her out on her Instagram at Zhuzha UK. Johan Egerkrans is the original artist and creator of Vaesen, along with Free League Publishing, who are the game creators as a whole. We used Roll20 this evening, which was our virtual tabletop, with maps made on Dungeon Fog by myself, and all the sound and audio comes from Tabletop Audio or Kevin MacLeod on Incompetech, which are through the Roll20 jukebox. And they're all the things, they're all the fabulous things. You can catch us on our social media. You can see the social media links below on the Twitch channel or in the header if you're watching over on our YouTube. I am going to be a little bit more active in the Instagram, I promise, where I will be posting our schedules, some highlighting clips. I post all of the maps as well from there as well. So thank you once again for everybody who came along and joined us. As I said, we tell all of these stories and stream it for you. We play it because we love it. We stream it for you guys so that you can join us and have fun and enjoy these stories. This channel wouldn't be possible without all of you as the audience. So a huge thank you. And I hope that we see you next week for episode 2 of chapter 5. We're going to raid out now. I already have a raider thanks to the fabulous voices that I hear. So we are going to be, oh god, how do I do this? /raid. We are, I'm not going to say, we are, lovely. We are going to head over and raid Table Story, who are currently playing Star Wars Rise of the Apprentice. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you all so much. Hopefully, I will see you next week for more of the Society. But for now, we're going to head on over to Table Story, where we are going to see them playing Star Wars Rise of the Apprentice. Thank you once again, and let's raid on over. Here we go.